Well, hello students. My name is Professor Shalomo Levy, and it's my pleasure to work with you in American History Online this summer. First of all, I'd like to start with a couple of announcements. Hopefully all of you got my opening video welcoming you to the course and several emails since the start of classes. And I'm recording this video as another effort to try to establish a more personal rapport with you. Let me start with a couple of announcements. As you all should know, we have our first exam this week. I know it's only the second week of the course, but in a 10-week semester, that means we're already 20% through. So I created a test prep folder under the assignments tab, which contains everything you need to get ready for this exam. I have a review sheet covering the most important people, concepts, and topics covered in the first 3 chapters. I also have links to practice questions so you could get a sense of what the questions are going to be like. I also have links to videos and historic movies that you can watch on the subjects that we've covered. For those of you who feel the need to have actual lectures, I refer you to a site called iTunes University. It's an Apple site, but it has links to lectures given by college professors all over the country, and there are a couple of good ones, one at Stanford University on the colonial period. So if you just want to hear full lectures, I refer that to you. So you have a wealth of material to help you prepare, and I hope you do well on this first exam. What I'd like to do now is to comment on your first assignment from last week, which were those autobiographies, or as I like to call them, a history of your life and your background. And there were some very good ones in that first discussion. And I'm just going to comment on a few of them that really impressed me, and to give you a sense of the kind of people we're studying with this summer. For instance, we have Shahid, who was born in Nigeria, lived in Nigeria until the age of 15, came to the United States, is studying here at Northampton Community College as a business major, loves soccer, and I'm sure has been following the World Cup in South Africa very closely. We also have Raquel. Raquel is an Ecuadorian American. Although she was born in Brooklyn and lived there until the 11th grade, she has a 4-year-old son, Orlando, and she is a full-time student here at Northampton studying graphic design. She told a very compelling story, one that allowed us to get a sense of who she is. Her optimism and seemingly playful nature really came through. So it wasn't just a presentation of facts or just a kind of dry entry, but one that really gave you a sense of the person, and that's what I liked about it. We also have Robert. Robert was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. He says on the same street where the comedian Drew Carey lived. He is nearly 30 and still a newlywed with only 18 years of marriage, though they're expecting their first child in January. By the way, did I mention that Robert met his wife online? Maybe that's why he likes online courses so well. I'm still waiting to have my first engagement from one of my online classes. So pay attention to the people you're writing back and forth to in the discussions. That could be your future husband or wife, as Robert could attest. We also have Robin with a Y. She describes her background as being half German and half Irish. She says, quote, "I have natural red highlights, freckles, and an Irish attitude." Well, we were waiting to find out what an authentic Irish attitude is, but I hope that it implies a smart, witty intelligence, a strong work ethic, and a cheerful disposition. Robin candidly admits that after dropping out of high school, she had to work very hard to establish her current academic focus. Robin just had her first child in May. Belated congratulations, Robin. And she is studying to become a medical administrative assistant. She also wrote a number of very encouraging comments to her classmates. She's a good online citizen. A student just doesn't post her entry, but also reads what her classmates are writing and responds sometime to them. And I thought that was very good of Robin. Also, I liked Michelle's entry. Michelle, and you see personality come through in a lot of these entries. Michelle once described herself in a poem as, quote, "a hard-headed German Nazi." Her father is a high school teacher, so it can't be that bad. And that means that she has the history gene in her blood. She is also an educator, has been a teacher for the last 14 years, and is completing her teaching degree at Drexel University. Just to give you a sense of how international our class is, we also have Haruka. Haruka was born in Kyoto, Japan in 1987. She has been studying English since she was 9 years old and has always dreamed of visiting the United States. She's a student here at Northampton Community College studying vet tech, but she learned that her mother contracted cancer, and so she's back in Japan now and taking this course from Japan. So when I say an assignment is due by midnight on Sunday, what day and time is that in Japan? We also have with us Amanda. I thought her entry was very interesting. Amanda is one of the few students who said, quote, "History is not my strong point," end quote. How could anyone not love history and be good at it? It's so natural. History is a true story told in a chronological order. What could be easier than that? Seriously though, I understand that some students had a difficult time learning history, perhaps in elementary school or junior high school. Maybe they had bad teachers, maybe they didn't have the proper academic motivation, but I hope over the course of this semester we'll remedy all of that, and by the end of the course that Amanda discovers that she loves history so much that she'll change her major from psychology to history. Also, we have Jamie. He has done a lot of genealogical research into his family tree, and he discovered that he is, quote, 50% Irish, 50% Italian, 50% Hungarian, and 50% Dutch. Did I mention that Jamie is a math major? Actually, he is a criminal justice major, and we're happy to have him. Also, I thought that Darlene's entry was very good. Darlene wrote one of the most moving and candid stories in our class. I won't ruin your enjoyment of her essay by giving away too many of its details, but it is very evident that Darlene crafted her entry. She thought carefully about what she wanted to say, possibly wrote several drafts, and had you, the reader, in mind when she submitted it. I strongly encourage everyone to read it. Although the content of your entries will be very different each week, try to make them compelling and interesting like Darlene's was. Also, Erin had a very good entry. Her essay had a very high literary quality to it. It was introspective and analytical. Erin did not merely repeat facts about her life, which history is not just facts, and she didn't approach her life as just a compilation of facts. She assessed them and put them in a context for us to understand. Of course, one is not surprised to learn that she wrote for a high school newspaper. Those writing skills will benefit her throughout her academic career. If you use these weekly discussions in the same way, you too will reap long-term rewards that will serve you well after this course is over. And so with that, this is just an idea of some of the great entries we had in the first week, and I encourage you to write entries over the next 8 weeks that are also interesting, insightful, original, thoughtful, and complimenting and responding to your classmates as we go. Take care and be well.